So we're here about 14 k's east of Dwellingup in Amphion Block, State Forest. We had a bushfire here on the 8th of February. It was one of a number of fires that was deliberately lit on the day. The fire was lit around lunchtime, so the hottest part of the day under some strong east-southeasterly winds, so looking at gusts of 50 k's an hour. So yeah, on conditions like that, it's very important to contain fires quite quickly to make sure we're ready to go for any further events. So we mobilised resources from Dwellingup and from Jarrahdale, and we supported them with 2 fixed-wing water bombers, 2 heli-tacs and also the Ericsson Sky Crane. So the key to success in containing this fire was the low fuels, and those low fuels were due to a prescribed burn that we conducted back in September 2014. So as the fire spread onto this north side of the Pinjarra-Williams Road and entered the low fuels, the fire reduced in its rate of spread. The spotting distance greatly reduced as well, and the speed in which we could create the containment lines increased. So our guys are working in a much more safe environment, tracking the fire with the machinery and being supported by the aircraft. So it was yeah, much easier to contain in this low fuel than it would have been otherwise. So we're in the Wollongong Valley just to the southeast of Armidale, and on the 8th of February we had a bushfire here. Started just before 5 o'clock in the afternoon under some strong easterly winds, and that fire ran in this very rugged terrain towards the Southwest Highway. Very early on we identified that this fire had significant potential to impact the community. Thankfully the fire in Dwellingup was in an area of low fuel, so I was quite comfortable in withdrawing resources from that and deploying them to this fire, particularly the aircraft and the heavy machinery, which were key to bringing this one under control. I think without that prescribed burn, this fire would have been much larger and would have had a much greater impact on the community. So these 2 fires provide a fantastic example of how important prescribed burning is in the southwest of Western Australia. So it's important to remember that whilst there is some inconvenience associated with prescribed burning, the inconvenience and destruction caused by bushfire is far worse. So it's certainly critical that we continue to undertake those prescribed burns for successful outcomes in relation to bushfire suppression.